Alright, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be showing kind of how I've been spending my time since hitting rank 900. I put a lot of thought into this. Ultimately, I fought with, do I grind it out 900 to 1,000? Rank 1,000, obviously, for those of you who don't know, is the max in RDO, Red Dead Online. Do I grind it out and just get it done with? Or do I kind of pump the brakes a little bit, take my time and enjoy it? Ultimately, I decided to pump the brakes, enjoy it, do the things I enjoyed doing, but also threw in kind of a curveball to it, which is I turned off my minimap, I turned off the HUD. Pretty much the only thing that I see on occasion if I'm driving like a moonshine wagon or whatever and someone else is with me, I'll see the prompt to swap them the reins. But other than that, and occasionally, like if I go into a store, if I go into a catalog or something, I'll see like the money in the top right-hand corner, money, gold, and ultimately, again, the prompts in the bottom right-hand screen. But everything else is off, like no minimap, no reticle, which has probably been the most challenging thing, most challenging part of not having the HUD. But I did decide recently, daily was to complete one wave of CTA. And I thought since I was trying this no minimap, no HUD thing, I would also try and go in and do a CTA, a solo CTA, right? Many of you who have been following the channel for a while, you know solo CTAs were kind of my thing for a while here on the channel, live streaming them, finding different ways, pistols only, etc., etc., etc. But on the day that this was a daily, I decided to go in and try and do solo CTA with my standard weapons, bolt action rifle, pump action shot, or bolt rifle rather, pump action shotgun, and I've been using pistols recently. Ideally, I think Navy's is probably the better setup. So if you're interested in that, and I should pause here. If you are interested in seeing my setup and seeing my ability cards, I do have another video which I'll put a link to in the description. And ultimately, standard weapons, I did go around destroying as many barrels as I could. Even that was a challenge. We're gonna dive right into this, and I'm gonna talk you guys through my attempt at a solo CTA, McFarland's Ranch, no minimap and no HUD. It was crazy. I had a lot of fun doing it, but yeah, I'm not gonna spoil the result. We're just gonna go through kind of the typical routine here. We got our people. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this guy. So there was, at first, this was not a solo. I have no idea who this person was. I got a big kick out of his outfit. You'll see me in just a moment here. I will check his rank. And then as soon as I check his rank, he drops out. And this is what officially makes it a CTA. So here we go. We're loaded in. You can see me go and check his rank. Sir Penguin 81. He's ranked 337, which I was like, okay, cool. That's cool. I'll just do one wave. So at this point, I had planned on doing a solo CTA. No minimap, no HUD. You can see the minimap does pop up anytime I open the weapon wheel. There he goes. Sir Penguin has officially dropped out. So I went to double check that, and here we go. So now it's official that this is a solo CTA with no minimap, no HUD. Here I am. I'm swapping to regular ammo. Again, this is pretty standard practice for me whenever I get into a CTA, whether I'm by myself or a posse of 4 or anywhere in between. Just swapping ammo and making sure my tonics and everything is set up. Minty Big Game, and all my tonics are set up appropriately because you don't really have time to switch that stuff on the fly. Alright, so with that done, you can see I'm starting to try and shoot barrels here. Sometimes I got it first try, other times not so much. Watch this. Miss. And then I got it. So it's without the reticle, I won't say it's impossible, but it's really difficult. Should also point out, at one point I was debating whether or not to do free aim. I think I did like one, not a CTA, but I did like one mission, I forget what it even was, with no minimap, no HUD, and in free aim. And it was like impossible. So I switched it back to auto aim. I did debate whether or not to turn the map back on, turn the HUD back on, and just do free aim. I may still circle back around to that at some point. Again, at this point, early 900s, you know, I'm going to try experimenting with some different things as we make our way up to 1000, rank 1000. But yeah, shooting barrels, I think, proved to be the first challenge, just because I couldn't, you know, you don't auto lock on a barrel. And unless you can see, like, where you're missing, I got that one first try. Won the lottery there. Unless you can see, like, where you're missing, tell where you're missing, it's hard to kind of adjust. So it, in some cases, it took like 2 or 3 shots. Let's see how I did on this one. Yes, I missed low, so then I moved it up, and we got it. So I know, not too exciting here, but it is, I think, really starts to highlight the challenges of no HUD. I mean, and yes, you can customize your HUD so that you could have just the reticle on, but I've done that before, and I wanted to really, like I said, the whole point of this was like to really challenge myself. I love blowing that barrel up because that guy goes flying. This one I kind of missed first try. I got it second try. So I'm not doing as bad with this as I remembered. I thought I did pretty bad when I was doing this live. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna be able to shoot like enemies if I can't shoot stationary barrels." But again, that's where the auto aim really kicks in and helps. But again, by no stretch was this easy. I've done McFarlane's a few times now. I think I did it once with each character. Either that or I might have even done it twice with Blondie. But ultimately, you can see I'm struggling with this barrel. Finally found it. But yeah, it's wild. I have no idea how much time I have left to prepare. I'm just kind of running around looking for barrels at this point. At this point, I was pretty sure I had them all, but it had been so long since I even attempted to do this map. This is a map where I think it's good for soloing. It's probably the easiest of the 5 regular maps to solo. But if you're playing with a group of people, it's almost too easy. To me, there's really no reason, other than if you're trying to get it done quickly, that you need to have 4 people for this McFarlane's map. I do like, I'll say this, I do like the look of this. It's clean, right? There's no, I mean, for now, you got the vote to skip preparation text in the bottom right-hand corner. There's no real, like, there's no text on the screen. It just looks, it looks like as if, you know, I think it's more immersive. It looks like as if I were running around McFarlane's Ranch myself. I'm like double and triple checking barrels at this point. I switched to double, dual wield. The only indicator I really had, which we're not getting in this video, is the sound. The music would pick up whenever a wave started, and then it would die down in between waves. But, you know, like I said, as we go through this, you'll see I have no idea how many enemies are left. I have no idea how many allies I have. All right, I can tell already that the wave has started here. I can see some of the allies pointing. There's a guy over by the trees. Again, as we go through this, you'll see I really started to kind of look to the allies to tell me where enemies were coming from. I'll try to slow down at certain points. I can show you what I'm talking about. Like right here, she's pointing that direction. So I'm like, okay, enemies are over here. It's the only indicator I have to tell me where enemies are coming from, other than like if I saw a vapor trail. But 9 times out of 10, you don't see the vapor trail. You're just getting shot, and you have no idea where the bullets are coming from. So maybe that will get better with time. Maybe I'll get better at that, determining where the actual enemies are coming from. I was using the sound of the gunfire to kind of get me in the right direction. Probably would have been a little easier if I had headphones on at the time, but I was playing through the TV speakers. Well, my audio speakers. I have like a separate audio system I use. But anyway, yeah, still kind of just looking, okay, I see these guys are shooting over here, so we're going over here to find enemies. This lady's getting harassed. I think he just pistol whipped her. She survived, and I helped her out. So yeah, as you can tell, without any text on the screen, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. Do I still have 20 enemies? Do I only have 2 enemies? And if so, where are they? It was a pretty wild experience. At this point, I stopped. Okay, I did pull up the mini map. The music must have stopped, so I knew I was in between waves at this point. I went in, checked to make sure I got my daily. And then I was trying to heal people, but even that, like, I couldn't tell which allies needed healing. Like, look, it won't let me heal this guy. He doesn't really need healing. But I don't know. I don't know that information. Other than, some of them, you look at the white bar that's really low, then you know, okay, they need healing. But think about how many times you've done a CTA and you look at the mini-map to figure out how many people need healing. Popping a tonic here. Probably didn't need to do that. Probably didn't need tier 2, but at this point we were just kind of still trying to figure things out. Now you can see here I'm switching. I'm looking for tier 1 tonics. There we go. And we're taking out our pistols again. I think I did pistols for the first few waves, and then at some point, once it got to be a little too crazy, I switched over to the shotgun. I did end up using the bolt in some later waves. But yeah, this gets pretty crazy. So we're in wave 2 now. I know that because at this point I've had a chance to process the information. I think when I was doing this live, I knew I was in 2, but once it got into like 4, 5, 6, you had to really rely on certain things that you just get used to knowing. Like, I know on this map the train comes in wave 5, so if I could get to that, I would know wave 5 was there. I should also point out, when I first started doing these solo CTAs with the minimap on and the HUD and everything back in the day, over like the last year or so, I guess, when I first started doing them, I think I tried to climb on the roof. When I first started doing these CTAs, I had a hard time even just getting through wave 5. So I feel like wave 5 was like a good test for me. I'm like, okay, if I can get to wave 5 with no minimap, no HUD, I'll have outdone what I used to be able to do with the minimap and with a HUD. And again, at this point, I've solo completed all 5 regular CTAs, so CTA maps. But yeah, you can tell, again, it's just a lot of running around. I think I fired at allies at some point. Some points. Occasionally I hear a guy run up behind me and yell, and I just kind of like sprint away from him. This is not easy. I would encourage anyone who has done McFarlane's Ranch, like if you're someone who likes to solo CTAs, and you've completed McFarlane's Ranch with your HUD on and with your minimap on, try it again now without it. Yeah, I think the extra challenge was a lot of fun for me. I lost my hat here. I'm like, no, I'm not losing my hat in wave 2. Still getting some headshots, which is kind of cool. I got the flick of the joystick down, even without having the reticle. Yes, I just shot some crates. I was trying to shoot that guy. I was shooting crates. Again, looking for somebody to kill. Trying to rely on where the allies are shooting or where I see vapor trails coming from. There's a guy over there. Knowing where the allies typically hang out is kind of key information too, because then you'll know. Like, I know that's an ally. But if I see someone with a gun in their hand who's not in a position where I would typically expect to see an ally, I'm assuming it's an enemy. Like, I think... No, that's an ally. See? Even now, I'm like, is that an ally? One more enemy over here. I think this might be the last guy anyway. Okay. We're in between wave 2 and 3 at this point. I've killed 27 people, 27 enemies. I'm not sure what that would, compare to if I weren't trying to do this with no minimap, no HUD. I imagine I'd probably have more kills just because I'm getting to the enemies faster. But yeah, popping a minty big game. Popping a tonic. Just to be safe. For me, it's something I always do. I try to pop a tonic in between each wave. And now I'm just waiting for wave 3 to start. Alright, so wave 3 has begun. I can tell because I'm running. I'm looking at her, waiting for her to pick up that gun and point it in the direction of an enemy so that I know where the enemies are. And then I must have heard gunfire. There we go. Enemy over here. Unless you see movement, hear gunfire, or see an ally pointing their gun, it's going to be really hard to tell where the enemies are. I did use a little bit of Deadeye there and there. Already starting to see how regular ammo... I mean, this is only wave 3, and you're starting to see how regular ammo is not doing as good as it was in wave 1 or wave 2. Trying to get that little sweep up action to make these shots headshots, but it's almost impossible when you don't have the reticle. And the guy firing at me. Don't mind the bullet wound in my right shoulder. Just, again, listening for gunfire. Watching for vapor trails. Yeah, see, I thought that guy was an enemy again. And ultimately, looking to see where my allies are pointing. For now. Because I have that information to rely on for now. Once all the allies are dead, it becomes a little more challenging. I think it also helps I've done this map a bunch. So I kind of know where the enemies are going to spawn into. Kind of have an idea of where they're going to set up shop, like these guys here. That's pretty standard for these guys who get in the middle. Thought that guy was an enemy again. It's fun. I don't know how many times I do that, but I think I've seen it 3 already. Not getting the red X. Again, the reticle's off, so you're not getting the red X on kill shots. That's another challenge. You almost have to, in regular CTAs, I would tell you, kill them till they're dead. Shoot them till they're dead. But in these, you got to conserve your ammo too. So, solo CTAs, you're trying to save ammo. You don't want to overextend yourself, waste too many rounds. But not knowing what's a kill shot and what's not a kill shot, add it to the list of challenges. At the start of the video, I said I hadn't spent too much time doing the no minimap, no HUD thing. I've done maybe some moonshine deliveries. I think I did a resupply. I'm trying to remember what else I did prior to this. I know after this video, I went in and did some showdowns, trying to get the gloves that were limited offer gloves. That was an interesting experience, doing showdowns. PvP. Like this with no minimap. Good times. Another roof guy. Take out that roof guy. Nice. Ally must have got him. Oh, look at this bunch of guys over here. Look at this guy coming right at me. Couldn't see him coming. See ya. Just based on timing, I feel like we're getting down to lower numbers of enemies left. But again, no way to know that for sure. Till that music stops, which it did. So that was it. That was the last guy. That last shot you saw was this ally over here. Get her healed up. Start getting ourselves ready for wave 4. Healing this dude up. I took a stamina meat there. Reset it back to big game before taking in a tonic. And then I realized I should probably try to heal this lady who looks like Bonnie McFarlane up here. But then I don't think I got there in time. Yeah. Alright, so now we're into wave 4. It has officially begun. Still using pistols. I forget how long I went with pistols here. I'm going to say I switched to shotgun somewhere around here. Still getting some headshots here and there. Oh yeah, the wagon. The wagon was fun. I mean, normally I kill those 3 guys. That was actually Ally got that guy. Normally I kill those 3 guys so quick. And this is where I'm really starting to think, okay, we're going to be in trouble as we go through this. Still looking around, trying to rely on my allies to see where are they pointing their guns, where are they shooting. I don't know how many rounds I have in each gun, so I'm reloading constantly. I feel like every time I killed somebody, I reloaded. I see this guy pointing and waving. Somewhere over here is an enemy. There he is. Of course, by the time I got there, he already killed him. Regretting that I didn't get to save heal Bonnie over here. I'm seeing her health go. It's pretty low. Looping back around. Taking a tonic. Enemies coming in. I'm getting shot. A little bit of deadeye there. Trying to avoid that oil wagon. Chemical wagon, whatever you want to call it. I think that's probably oil. Occasionally I am tackling these guys just to make sure I get the kill. That guy went around the corner before I could shoot him. The other thing too is if I got switched to single pistol, I wasn't switching to double, or at least I wasn't trying to. I was trying not to switch to double. Dual wield just because I felt like that would show me where enemies are. It's kind of like cheating. I mean, you can turn the minimap off and then just leave your item wheel open the whole time and still get the same effect, you know? But I was trying to keep it real, be honest with it. Some of these guys are taking a bunch of bullets to go down. Looking for enemies. I see this guy firing that way. Towards the house. We'll head over here, see what's up. I saw a vapor trail. I have no clue what's going on at this point. Literally running around in circles. Bonnie's still alive somehow. Here comes an enemy. Headshot on that guy. I think I was probably using Deadeye even more sparingly than I would have in a regular CTA, just because I didn't know where I was at as far as like ring and core go. That's probably a mistake. I don't recommend jumping over the fence like that. I think this ally over here died. Yeah, he died. So they're going to start crowding this area. Ally, that one ally is savage. I think that was the female ally over there. I think a guy just got shot off the roof. Yeah, this guy's hurting. There's somebody. Trying to use my actual senses, right? Other than maybe smell. Sight and sound, you know, the sound element, I think we kind of tune it out when the mini map is on. I think it's just natural for people to tune out the sounds of the game whenever the mini map is on, right? Think about how many times you only got a legendary animal because you saw the gold question mark on your mini map, instead of listening for that specific sound that, you know, the animal makes. Like the snowbuck, right? I know for a fact the snowbuck makes a very different sound compared to a regular buck. So think about how challenging just even that is. You know, ultimately, when you do get the legendary animal on the map and you go to shoot it, it's in free aim, so that creates a whole other element of difficulty. Well, most of those animals aren't shooting back or trying to kill you. So at this point, I'm in between 4 and 5. So I did finally get over to heal the lady that looks like Bonnie McFarlane. And I actually got over to heal this lady as well. These two women in this CTA are savages, so I try to keep them alive. This guy's hurting. Now it showed me hand him the thing, but he didn't actually get healed. So he must be glitched. Great, he's probably going to die. Switching to high velocity here. Again, I noticed how ineffective the regular ammo was, and also I was down to 11 rounds. So, I mean, you see me opening the item wheel. The mini-map does pop up because, see, there's enemies. But if you're looking down in the left-hand corner at the mini-map, you're not taking the right tonic. So, like, while the mini-map pops... I wish there was a way to get rid of it. But while the mini-map does pop up occasionally, I'm not really focusing on it even when it does. I'm trying to survive. So at this point, I see the train coming, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here, because I know there's a Gatling gun. I don't want to be on this end of the map with the number of enemies that are going to come off the train and me having no idea where they are, where they're actually coming from. So we come in here, we find this guy. A little bit of fire there. He must have shot the lantern. It happens occasionally. This guy's all on top of me. Alright, looks like I'm heading over towards... I got my hunker down spot right there. I didn't actually use it. There's enemies coming in up this way. Again, those of you who've seen me do this live, and you know I love that little pile of crates on the north side of the corral there. It's like, to me, it's the ultimate home away from home. It's my safe zone, my safe space. Looking up here, this is why I removed the chemical wagons, right? Look at this wagon got blocked. That's 3 enemies that are just sitting there. Can't even do anything to me. And I can just pick them off one by one if I can get a lock on them. There we go. Oh, shot that guy's hat off. And once the driver's dead, the passenger in the back will come out. Didn't I just heal Bonnie? She's already down to, like, no health. This guy keeps getting up. Put him down for good there. There's the train. Again, trying to avoid it as much as possible. That ally just died right in front of me. I'll be honest, at this point, I'm thinking I'm cooked, right? I used to die in 5 all the time. Oh, there it is. There's the switch to the pump. Just blasting fools. This guy actually gets up. Stay down. He's getting back up. Wasn't sure if that was my guy or not. I forgot that my ally over here already died. So yeah, at this point we're using the pump. I think I'm using shells. Just because I know I can replenish those. But I don't actually think I ever went to an ammo crate. I might have picked up some ammo as I ran through weapons on the map, but I don't think I ever went to an actual ammo crate. This wagon is still stuck over here. Bonnie's still alive. This guy's trying to take her out. We'll take him out first. I mean, I'm literally just shooting. If it moves, I'm pointing at it, and if it locks, I'm shooting it. That's how it goes with no minimap. Chasing this guy around the shacks here. Then he gets on the other side of the tree. There he goes. There's a lot of enemies over here. There goes the train. The train's actually heading off, so I think all the enemies at this point are not outside of the map, which was good. I know a lot of times when I've done this, enemies will get stuck behind the train, and the train moves so slowly that they just kind of stay there. That would have been really hard for me, really challenging for me to figure out where those enemies were if they were hiding behind the train over there. So I was thankful for that. Freaking right to the chest there. Shotgun's probably going to be your friend. I brought the pump. I don't know if pump or double barrel's better. You probably get a little more range with the double barrel. But I don't know. Before I started bringing the dynamo into these things, I used to bring the pump anyway. So it was more natural feeling for me to use the pump. Look at this guy coming right at me. Yeah, Bonnie's dead over here. This guy thought he was going to hide on the patio. Oh, look at this guy right in front of me. Tackle him. And then remove his head. So I did that a lot whenever I felt like I was getting in a bind. Not a lot, I guess. Quite a bit would probably be the better way to say that. But yeah, I did that quite a bit. Whenever I felt like I was getting chased. Another reason why I feel like this is probably the best map. No machetes. No machete guys, right? So, I mean, that would be a death sentence. If you try to do this with no minimap on any other map, like Valentine or Strawberry, forget it. I don't think you could. I don't think you could do it solo. There goes my hat again. Go pick that up. All's right with the world. This guy's right on me. We'll remove his head. Not great range. Look at that. He shot that guy right in both legs. And he's still running around. Oh, man. That guy went flying. You gotta love it. You gotta love the shotgun at close range. Music must have stopped here. Checking. Yep, look at. I am alone. I finished 5. Barely. You can see my ring was pretty low there. I still had a gold core, which was good, but there are no enemies on the map. You see me double check? Yes, confirmed. No more allies on the map. Just me. So yeah, where this is going to get more challenging now is obviously, I've mentioned it multiple times. I feel like I'm a broken record. I got nobody to point in the direction of enemies. 121 kills. Not bad. Not bad. I was pretty proud of myself at this point. I'm like, okay, even if I don't finish this, I've gotten as far as I used to get with the minimap on and with the HUD on. So, I'm thinking, even if I don't finish this, maybe I come back and try it again. But we'll see. I don't want to give anything away, but we'll see. A lot of shotgun being used here. Oh my gosh. Turn that guy sideways. Snipers now, right? Snipers in Wave 6. So I'm getting sniped, and I have no idea where from. I saw myself get shot too many times in a row. Like, let me take this tonic. I mean, look at this. This shot after shot after shot. There's enemies everywhere. It's just me. I'm pretty sure I'm making my way over to my house at this point. Of course, there's a guy right here, so we're going to tackle him first and take his head off. Splattered all over the fence there, all over the wall. Yeah, I'm like, I got to get to my safe zone, my safe space. We're switching to the bolt, too. Gotta create space still, right? That's like my number one thing with these CTAs. You gotta have space between you and the enemies. The second you start losing space is when you die. They overwhelm you. And if you're getting shot by like 4 or 5 guys all around you, forget it. So they've got some distance here. They're hitting me, but maybe not quite as much damage. I saw a guy go into the corral, and I know that he's not possible to shoot from there. So I did quite a bit of this where I would try to keep him at a distance, and then if I saw somebody go into this little stable stall over here to my right, I would do a little lap around the corral and try to take guys out that way. That's a new tactic for me. Traditionally I wouldn't do that. Traditionally I would just try to shoot at the guy that was over there, but I don't know what I'm shooting at, right? So if I try to shoot at him over in that stable stall, who knows? I could be hitting the horse. But in this case, you know, like I said, as long as I didn't have anyone hiding behind me over there, I was going to stay at this crate. So he snuck in over there. He's trying to hide behind those barrels. It's not as much trouble as if the guy gets into the stall. But yeah, this is, you know, the waiting game, right? Make them come to you. I recommend this whether you're doing it with a mini-map or not. If you start to feel like you're getting overwhelmed, come to this little spot. Occasionally they'll come in through the stable doors over there. Barn doors, stable doors. You do have some occasions where enemies will sneak up behind you, but for the most part, it's pretty well protected there. And if you're using a defensive card like Hunker Down, or just in general, I just shot 2 guys with the same shotgun, same shot. Look at the blood flying everywhere. All these dead bodies. See, I'm just checking that stall over there. I want to make sure that stall is clear, because somehow they have a clean shot on you, and you don't have a shot on them if they get in there. All right, back to the bolt. Not too many enemies hanging around. I'm looking around for enemies again. I don't know where they are. I know they're gonna spawn in and kind of gather around the corral. See that? That guy was sneaking up behind me there. He wasn't in the stall yet, though. He's still there. I forget if I get a shot on him or not. Yeah, I think that guy was dying. Another wagon over there, or stagecoach, I guess, just a regular stagecoach. 3 enemies, you know, driver, passenger, and then the passenger in the back. Tonic time. I don't even know if I need it or not. I felt like I did, right? Normally I would say like, oh, my health is low, I should take a tonic. Well, I don't know. I can't tell. I could hit down on the D-pad, but that would be cheating. Oh, target on that horse. Look at these guys. Everywhere. I think I was trying to clear that stall again. Back to the bolt. If I'm going to die, I want to die over here, you know? They're going to have to come to me, overwhelm me. This was wild, though, man. This was, you know... I've done this before in terms of hiding behind this crate. That was a great shot. Shot that dude through the freaking lantern. But no, I've done this before where, I hunker down over here and let these guys come to me, let these enemies come to me. But at that time, I knew how many were over here. Just not knowing how many are here, how many have a shot on you, what are the angles? Do I need to move like I'm doing right now? Normally, I would know that by looking at the mini-map. In this particular CTA, I had to rely on just trust and knowing, like, instincts, I guess. You do enough of them, you kind of build up this sense of, okay, I gotta get out of here now, or okay, I can hang here for a little while longer. Switching back to the rifle. Headshot, that was kind of nice. The problem here is a lot of fences, right? You're shooting, like I'm trying to shoot this guy, I'm hitting the corral fence. Nothing going on. Oh, someone just tried to take a shot at me. This guy on the horse. Someone's got like an angle, almost like from over the hill over there, which is weird. I'm looking around trying to figure out where is there anyone. That guy was dying. So I'm thinking there's got to be a sniper somewhere, but where is he? Are more enemies going to come in through here into the corral? Just trying to draw them out, trying to figure out where they are. It's like the first challenge, right? Like normally killing them would be a challenge. In this, you got to figure out where they're at first. You can't kill what you can't see. Yeah, see, I'm seeing that vapor trail come from like on the hill. I'm trying to figure out how that person has a shot on me. Let's go for a little tour on the outside fence. Hunkering down over here. He probably still has a shot on me. I just can't seem to figure out where this guy's at. Couple guys over there. 3 guys over there. Back to the shotgun, because I know I'm going to be at close range. Look at that. I actually shot the guy behind him, but he stayed standing. More enemies over here. I think what I want to do at some point is memorize how many enemies are in each wave and then try to count them off as I'm shooting. I mean, this is one more thing to keep track of, though. But again, it's super immersive. Like, one more tour around, see who's shooting at me. I mean, it's the only way to know where enemies are at. You have to get up and, like, actually let them shoot at you, and hopefully you don't get shot. Stay on the move. Eagle Eye, I did Eagle Eye quite a bit, trying to see if I can find enemies that way. I thought that guy was up on the hill from before, remember? There he is, I see him over there, and it is a sniper. So he probably was on the hill, and then he moved at some point to a different position. Either way, I got him. I think that's the last one. Yep, there you go. That's 6. I've completed 6 waves of this challenge. Again, health ring is a little low there. Not too bad, though. Like 3/4 of the way down. Strange Medicine key card for this. Key ability card. 173 kills. I noticed I only had 3. That was a little bit of a cheat moment there. I saw I had 3 bullets in the chamber. So I reloaded to get to 5. But again, pretty proud of myself here. It was like, okay, I made it through 6. That's better than I could have done. Then I'm like, oh yeah, War Wagon. We're in 7 now. The War Wagon's probably going to come right down the middle there. So I'm like, get me out of here. I think I went right to my little hidey hole. You can see vapor trails. I just got shot Big time. Especially somebody behind me. See him sneaking into that horse stall over there. Stable stall. It's a miracle this horse is still alive. Hasn't been shot yet. Oh. Had to be quick on that one. Alright, we're back to our hunker down spot. We're switching to the bolt. And we're just going to start picking them off one by one. I do know, I think it's 80 enemies in Wave 10. That's probably the only one I know. But Wave 10, the beginning is so crazy. There's no way you could keep track. I don't think, anyway. If you can do this and keep track of how many enemies are left without having it displayed on the screen for you, kudos to you for that. I feel like maybe if you had like some military training or some kind of like, you know, knowing your rounds, how many rounds of ammo you have left, you might be pretty good at this. I think I'm pretty good under pressure, but I still struggle with this. I was like, how many enemies do I have? So yeah, again, just picking these guys off. I saw one try to sneak into that stable stall over there. Tonic? I don't know. I feel like I needed a tonic. Maybe I didn't. It's impossible to say for sure. But I've done enough of these now to know that you end up with leftover tonics anyway. Another lantern just blew up. Bunch of enemies over here. Oh my gosh, I shot that guy sideways. Oh my gosh, a double tap. Dude, the one guy went sideways into the wall. Oh yeah, Buckethead. Hello, Buckethead. So that's another thing I gotta remember. I'm like, oh yeah, dynamite. I gotta figure out how to take this guy down. He moved away from me, though. He's not like an immediate threat. I do want to, at some point, circle back around to him. And see if that works. I did hear him scream here, so I knew that I got him at least a little damaged. I mean, I'm just eating bullets right now. I can see at least 7 guys on the screen, so we're like, okay, we're out. Trying to create a little space. Even for my little hidey hole, I still need to create a little space. Right back to it. Tonic. Oh, nice shot there. Right in the neck. And then he actually got shot again. That guy was probably going to die, but I was trying to shoot the other guy. All right, here we go. Dynamite on a Buckethead. And looks like he's down. Pretty cool. The corral is a mess. There's like no fence left to it, which is actually kind of a problem. Normally they would stay at the perimeter of the fence. See, they're kind of going back over there, but they sneak through every once in a while because there's not much fencing left. Gonna need to call the lumber company. That same, like, hill sniper over there, which I'm not even sure is an actual thing. I think the game just, like, has random sniper bullets that fire at you. Back to the pump on those last 2 guys. Shot some hay there. I wonder what that looks like slowed down. Checking this stall. Nobody's over here this time. I thought I saw someone over there before. Back to the bolt. I did just happen to notice that I only had 3 rounds left in the pump. 3 shells, that is. Again, back to just kind of picking guys off here, left and right. Trying one at a time. If I can get a clean shot on somebody, pop up out of the cover, hit them. So these guys are just eating bullets. Watch out for that horse. Alright, a few more still here in the corral area. 2 more just came into the barn. I must have seen that because I'm getting ready to go around. I also saw that I only had 3 shells left, so we're switching to slugs now on the pump. Shot that dude through the fence. I love when they go flying sideways like that. There's all kinds of horses running around. Still getting sniped from somewhere. Actually, there's still a guy over there by that. Yeah, there you go. There we go. That's why you gotta be careful with this spot. It's a good spot. I haven't found one better, but it doesn't mean it's, perfect. See, he just went in there, and now he can shoot at me, and I can't get him. So we're gonna go over and get him with the shotgun. There he is. And there he goes. Of course, if someone else came through the gate there and probably went right to that same spot. Back to the bolt. Pick off guys around the corral. Truly just one at a time. I mean, there's really no other way to do it. Unless you get lucky and they stay in this circle. Then you can throw fire bottles and dynamite at them, but the game is pretty good about having them spread out so you can't do that kind of thing. Like, even when they load in 2 at a time like this, those 2 horse guys loaded in the same time. One was quick to come through the gate. One is still over there alive. I am getting tagged right now. It's absolute mayhem. Taking a tonic just in case. Not sure if I needed it. I see guys coming in through the gate on horses. That'll happen. Those guys are tough. And then they sometimes they shoot you as you're coming up to shoot, and it's like a weird animation that screws up your shot. But again, I haven't found a better spot to hunker down and solo this map. If you have, I would love to hear it. Pop it in the comments section. Starting to quiet down a little bit. And I'm wondering how many enemies are left. Missing shots. I keep hitting those stacked up boxes in front of me. Those rounds are still coming off the hill. It's like the fastest sniper ever. Look at this. That's not something I've ever really noticed before till now. Like, I knew it existed, but there's not anybody over there. I can almost guarantee you. Tonic. Having trouble getting out the gate. See, look, the sniper's there. He's not on that hill. There's 2 of them. But they're not on the hill. There's no way they have that, high ground advantage, Anakin. Well, maybe. Well, see, now there's a guy on a horse. But they should not have the range of the sniper. So there's a little bit of shenanigans in these things. I think sometimes there's an invisible sniper. Alright, so at this point, I'm looking around for enemies, and I'm thinking, I haven't seen a war wagon yet. It's got to be over here, right? Yeah, there she is. So I try to hunker down over here. This was one of the most challenging things I did. It's at the end of the wave, right? No one else is shooting at me from behind, so there's no other enemies coming in. It's probably just these last three enemies, right? The driver, the passenger, and the gunner. And I cannot get a shot on the gunner. I don't know if, it's auto-locking. Is it too far away to auto-lock on the gunner? I tried a little dynamite here while getting shot, which was kind of a bad idea. I'm not even sure I got anybody with that. It was really just a Hail Mary. I mean, the definition of a Hail Mary there. Trying to find a spot here where I can get this guy. Oh, there's a sniper over here, too. I forgot about the sniper. Yeah, so we're painting the sniper. He's down. At least we think so. He shouldn't be a problem anymore. Headshot on the driver. It should just be the gunner. Right? And I can't get a paint on him from here. It's like the tree branch or possibly the sign is in the way. For some reason, I cannot get a shot on this guy. But again, this is why you place the chemical wagons. Keep these war wagons as far out of the way as possible. So now I'm looking for another one. And then I realize there's that little hood over the top of the driver and the passenger that I think is making... That's why the gunner can't shoot me, and that's why I can't target on him. So I got to go back to the original spot. Or try to find a different spot. The only way to shoot this guy is if he has a shot on me. Which is crazy to think that way. So yeah, I'm just getting pegged with maximum gun rounds. Right there I had him. I think I do that again. I paint him and then I didn't realize I had him painted. So I went down. I could have finished him off right there. Ultimately, though, I did realize my dead-eye was a little low because I was starting to sway. The camera was starting to sway. Again, something else to pay attention to if you're trying to do this without a mini-map or a HUD. Still trying to paint this guy. I can't figure it out, right? How much easier would this be if I had a reticle, right? But it's off. I'm trying to challenge myself. So, there we go. I got him, and I got him. I knew I got him because the wagon started moving. So that's 7. We've successfully cleared 7 waves of a CTA with no minimap, no HUD. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. Maybe it's not. Maybe somebody out there has done all 10. Or at least got to wave 10. I don't know. But when I got to 8, I was like, this is kind of sweet. Let's see how far we can take this. Switching to Express on the pistols, I think. That was probably just in case I got into an emergency situation. Ultimately, though, it is going to be bolt and shotgun pretty much the rest of the way. Again, I was lingering too long while I was doing everything else, trying to get my ammo switched and take a tonic, and then I realized, oh yeah, there's going to be a war wagon here, and here it comes. So I'm like, I got to get out of here. I kill that guy. Watch the spray from this war wagon. Look at it all. That's wild. I don't know how I still don't know how I got out of there. Back to the hunker down spot. Let the enemies come to us. See how long the corral fence holds up. There's not much left of it. I feel like the fence probably has less health than I do. Just trying to take them out one at a time. Same as always. They're starting to hit me a little harder every time I pop up. And they actually break my animation of being able to fire on them like that. See? Only had one round there. Otherwise, Deadeye would have probably finished him. Alright, I got that guy. I got that guy. The crazy part is, like, I'm telling you now after the fact, because I'm able to watch how many breaks are in between waves. Look at that. Spin-O-Rama. So yeah, I'm able to now keep track of what wave I'm in. But when I was doing this live, not really live, when I was doing this, first doing this, I didn't know what wave I was in. I've no clue what wave I'm in. I know there are a couple bucketheads here. And there goes my hat. And let me try to get my hat. Right? We'll kill that guy first. Then we'll go get our hat. And ultimately try to get back to our hidey hole. No idea how much health. No idea how many enemies. No idea where the enemies are on the map. Trying to hunker down in this spot because there's guys over there. I can see them. I can see the vapor trail occasionally. I'm getting shot up, though. I'm surprised I didn't take a tonic here. I don't know why I didn't. Back to the hidey hole. Some dynamite. There's a lot of buckheads over there. That's a terrible throw. I threw it right into the crates. Trying to do whatever I can. Shotgun rounds. I mean, what's that going to do to a buckethead, you know? Trying to hunker down. Switching between pump and bolt. Like, anything goes. Lost my hat again. I'm dying. Take a tonic. Nope. Dead. Look at that kill shot. Two bucketheads, a regular dude and a guy on a horse. So I failed there. I tried to get a picture of that end screen, the kill shot, but it did fail. Abandon it. Again, I don't know at this point. I don't know what wave I made it to. It won't be until I can go and check the gold. It's double bonus this month, by the way, if you didn't know that already. At least for the next day or two. But yeah, so I checked the scoreboard here just a second. And 1.4. So quick math, 1.4 divided by 2 tells me I got through 7. And I must have died somewhere in wave 8. 248 kills. I didn't think that was too bad. 2,000 XP for about an hour's worth of work. Also not bad. And at the end of the day, I had a lot of fun. I know it sucks I didn't finish. You know, I died in wave 8 or whatever. I would like to maybe go back and try that again at some point, but that's what's going on. That's what's going on in the Outlaws world. I'm trying to do things without a minimap and a HUD. Wish me luck.